Nigga rap, yeah. They thought I lost it or some shit, right? Fuck it. Yeah. Whoa. Shit, riddle me this, riddle me that. Yeah. Shit, if you a bitch.
Yo, what the fuck is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Wolf2Wolf. One of your hosts with the most, Hunter B Official. I'm here with
my nigga Ralph.
Rico Cloud, y'all know what time it is, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, you feel me? We in another special place today. You know, we in one of the Wolf Caves. Feel me? Feel me? We're in Harlem with it today.
Switching locale. You already know
you feel me?
location.
Switching it up. You know, it's a good Friday. What's going on with y'all today? What's up, y'all?
Pretty good day. The weather's not supporting us today, but you know, we inside.
It could be worse. It ain't raining, it ain't snowing. Feel me? It's cool. It's cool.
We was in fucking shorts last week, my nigga.
Facts. I'm waiting for that.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
Weather.
Yeah, this New York weather is insane. I'm not even gonna lie. Global warming is real, my nigga. There's no question about it. Or some whatever climate, whatever you want to call it. But global warming is really different, my nigga, because that's crazy. Last week, like he said, we was in shorts. I was ready for the summer. I thought it was over. I'm like, summer's here. It's over. And it was like, nah, psych.
Said, yeah, word. Back out that jacket again, buddy, cuz.
Hoodies on,
jackets on, everything. But nah, yo, so if y'all tuned into the last episode, we was in Pandora's Gallery, feel me? My guy, Ralph.
Down in the LES,
you feel me? We was there, so I don't know if you heard, but, you know, Ralph dropped a little hint about his project in the last episode. So tell us a little bit about what that might, you know, without giving away too much, you know, just tell us.
So I'm trying to throw a gallery out in BK and trying to move it a little further out of the city, you feel me? Trying to nail down location. I just got actually before getting here, I literally just got some gear to like take my project to the next level.
Let's go, baby.
Artists in the lab, for real.
Like, literally, it's going to be on some, like, lab shit, some Breaking Bad.
Get there, nigga.
But I'm excited.
Coming soon.
Got all the utensils I need, and now it's time to put it to work, you feel me? So I'm excited for that. Definitely around July, hopefully around July, that's what I'm trying to look for.
Yo. That's peak summertime right there, yeah. So
y'all know what that means, July. Where you gonna be?
So what goes into like you making this? What made you want to do this? Like what was the spark? You was like bow in the crib, or you was just like?
I mean, I've thrown galleries before. This would be my third gallery technically, but I kind of just wanted. I focus on everything but my cubes. So I wanna. The gallery's named after my cubes, so I'm trying to like actually show them some love this gallery around. And, like,
boom, third time's the charm.
A different location, because not to say that the location was easy to book, but it was just like it was a tee up. So I'm trying to like experiment more, both with my art and with the actual struggle of getting better locations. And
give another
like,
experience. You feel me?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Also, it's like exactly like it doesn't always have to be the same. I think that's a part of success too, when you get to change what you want to do. Because I feel like doing the same thing every time is like if you're adding things, changing it. It can be your environment, your specific details, different things you're doing with it. You always change the sign. I think that's the fun part. How can I make this better? How can I make this? Or try this? Or attempt this? You know.
That's the beauty of being an artist, man.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. That's the exciting part too, because like I don't know if what I got the gear before getting here is gonna work. So it's just like the experiment,
trial and error.
And like I'm not a FanDuel nigga. I'm not a like I don't do no bets or nothing like that. But like when it's betting on myself, like
double
fuck it,
down,
like,
nigga.
Hell yeah. Like, even if it don't work, now I'm gonna find something that does work with what I bought, just so I don't waste my money. You feel me? Because like investing in myself is a gamble. Like for all I know, this won't be a success. But like who cares? I now have shit to show for it. You feel me? So that's how I feel.
Word. Choose you over FanDuel, because FanDuel K, right?
Word. Don't ever get caught in the trap of the over under, my G. You feel me?
Nah, over under on myself, and I'm betting over crazy. Like
that's all, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna hit. Boom.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Nah, yeah. So I've been cooking up some shit too lately. I've been working on Heartbreak Animal 2. You feel me? So that's gonna be the sequel to the first Heartbreak Animal. So I'm just trying to, you know, really experiment more with the R&B vibe, the sounds, the story, and shit like that. So I don't know when it's coming out yet. I don't want to, you know, give too much away, but it's definitely I'd say it's like 80%, 85% finished, pretty much. So be on the lookout for that. It's definitely coming soon. Definitely coming out soon.
Coming your way.
When you're making your album, like how do you narrow down your story and know because you have different titles for different projects, right? So this is a sequel to another project. How do you know this is like the faithful like sequel to that? Like what was it, a vibe or like you said, was it just something sitting in your crib it clicked?
I mean, to be honest, like it's been, I believe, like 2 going on 3 years since I've dropped the first Heartbreak Animal. So, like from then on, it was just more like I said, I love old school R&B. I like that 2000s vibe, like the 90s vibe. You feel me? All that shit that you niggas listen to in the crib with your moms, just cleaning, like
exactly.
shit like that. Word, like that shit really like it's a part of my my catalog, my music. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a lot of just listening to that type of music, get myself in that mindset, and then just kind of creating from there. So it's like it's been at least 2 years in the making because it's just been different moments of time. So like the story of Heartbreak Animal is just like, it's a mixture of heartbreak, love, a little bit of everything. Like it's an experience that you could relate to with every song. So each song on this next one is gonna be like a set emotion, a set feeling, but they're all gonna tie into each other. So it's gonna it's gonna play out like that. Story. Definitely, there's a movie coming very soon, very very soon.
I'm about to be Mike Jack with it, my nigga.
Definitely, my nigga. Shit.
Let's go to the next movie.
Fuck it, man.
Go to the next clip.
Literally though, bro, because I feel like that's like a lot of artists are starting to like do it again, but that's part of the shit that's missing in today's like music, like storytelling as far as just like
some of those music videos,
even in music, but like the video like as far as if you could make a video that could like. You could have the most random song playing in the background. If you make a video that's so entertaining and like intriguing enough, like you know what I'm saying, like that shit will pop or that shit will tell a bigger story. Like you ever had a moment where like you've heard a song right and then you fuck with it more because you saw the video now?
Of course,
like, oh shit, they dropped the video for this. Like oh yeah, nah, this is lit. You know what I'm saying?
Like video's fire. Word.
Exactly.
It almost adds like another memory too.
Exactly.
Literally, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Also, something you can reference.
Can you think of like your top 5 videos off the top of your head that like inspired this project, or like you have like an essence when you were to paint like a picture of this album?
Top like
or anything. It ain't even gotta be top 5. I would say something that you can think of. It's like a video that's like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to incorporate this in my shit, or
kind of feel.
I'm trying to get close. Yeah, word. Like a reference track, literally. Like a reference video.
What's it called? Like the Pinterest shit. What would your Pinterest like board look like? Yeah, like your mood board for this shit look like.
I want to say it's very like, I don't know. Everything I do, I feel like it lives in a old school, like a retro place. So like this is gonna be like a very, how should I say, like like a. It's gonna be a style of like a Giveon type R&B smooth shit mixed with like a little bit of the street cool shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a little mixture of everything. Yeah. But it's gonna be on some like a retro love story or like some. Put it this way: if you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut, like how that shot, like in that nostalgic factor, it's gonna be like a real New York type of love story, trials and tribulations.
That's an interesting combo right there. So Eyes Wide Shut, R&B. I don't know. That's sounding like a movie, literally.
Without the conspiracy and the secret clubs and shit. But yes,
we got those too.
Coming soon.
Not for this album.
Not for this album. But yeah, facts. Definitely. That's the goal for this. And then of course, just dropping videos and other music. So also. Wolf Cry out now if you haven't noticed. You know what I mean? Tune in. I'm gonna drop that right here.
Put it.
But let's as switching gears. As of today, playoff update. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? As of today, right now, we got the Heat going against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
We got the Celtics going against the Sixers.
Word.
And we have who in the West?
Right now, the Lakers and the Warriors are still fighting for their last spot. Lakers.
Lakers and Warriors fighting for the last spot.
Well, Lakers and Grizzlies, and then Warriors and Kings. They're still fighting, but they both up. Lakers and Warriors are both up 3-2.
And then who's the team?
The last team is Denver and the Phoenix Suns.
Correct. Yeah, Denver, Phoenix.
So playoff update is Jimmy Butler, right? Let's start off right there.
Fucking buckets, nigga.
Jimmy Buckets, Michael Jordan's son. Let's talk about it, my nigga. It's over. Let's already.
Go. I just got put onto this, so flesh this out for the viewers, please.
Let him know. Break it down for him.
So before I even break down why he's Michael Jordan's son, just go watch the last series.
3 games.
The last few games of Jimmy Butler, and you'll know why he's Michael Jordan's son. That's pretty much it. But other than that, nah. So supposedly, like he was 13. Or I'm sorry, he was not. That's that he was 13. But
wait.
he was. He never had a father.
We had conspiracies, so here we go.
Put your tin hat on.
Yeah. So he supposedly didn't grow up with a father, and he grew up rough or whatever. Like with his mom eventually kicked him out or something like that, and pretty much 13 years old, out on his own, homeless. And the other side of it, on the Michael Jordan side of why this connects, is Michael Jordan supposedly had an offspring that didn't he didn't want to like be a part of or anything, and he was paying off the mom. This is I guess that in itself is a conspiracy, but Stop only paid her for 13 years. So, yeah, it's a little word. Yeah. Only paid this one for 13 years. And the question, I guess, would be why. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. Do your own research for me. This is the little bit I've heard from shit that I watched, from shit that I've read. That's what I heard. But, yeah, so that in itself is like, there's an actual video. Shout out Mike Korzemba because I used to watch that nigga. But he did like a whole, like, you know, one of those, like, I made a doc about this. So, like, conspiracy doc. Like, some elite shit. And that shit actually was fire. Like, it was like, yo, like, okay, this could be real. He does a good job of trying to convince me. I ain't gonna lie, for sure. Copy. But yeah, nah, it's just for me. This dude, back to the basketball shit though. This Michael Jordan Jr. nigga is balling out and just took out the first seed, right? So like they're the best team in the whole NBA. He took them out as the worst team coming in, right? Technically, they would have been like the second worst team of the East, but they they lost their playing game or like their wild card. Yeah. Is a better way to put it. And now it's like the fact that they went against the best team after losing to a whack team to even make this shit, or like losing twice or winning once and losing twice. It's like, bro, now y'all go against the top team. Everyone thinks you about to lose and you beat them, so that's like super big. Crazy. Jimmy buckets, and now they're going against the Knicks. So off rip, my prediction
Miami up, nigga.
My prediction
Knicks
is this.
All the way,
from New York, but never been a fan of the Knicks, you heard?
All I'm saying is, niggas didn't think the Knicks was going to make it past the Cavs last episode.
The Cavs folded.
Yo, word. I'm not going to lie.
I'm disappointed in you.
Obviously, you can see my predictions is all over the place. Word. But I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with a little bit of a safe answer. Hold on,
before you do that. By the time this episode comes out, what would be your prediction by then? Because by then, the game is already going to be played, you feel me, for at least a couple of these series.
So that's the thing. Hold up. That's what I'm trying to break down. So it's like a health thing and Julius Randle thing, right? I think Julius Randle in the game against the Heat, I think Miami might take it for the simple fact that Julius Randle somehow is their star. He's a big man. He could do it all. But I just feel like he's the piece they like almost don't need. Like when they play without him, they play better as a team.
That's an overrated ass nigga.
Dead ass. So Julius Randle, if you playing most of these games, it's gonna be tough. Unless you turn into MJ Part 2, like you do your. Because sometimes the thing, this dude is so inconsistent. Like some games he'll really be good and beneficial for the team, but it's almost so rare. Like he does it like consistently enough to be considered a star because he was an All-Star this year. But it's like, you don't do it enough to like be solidified at that's what you do. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's scary. It's like we have to play. We have to play. Yeah, we have to win. We have to play the same team 4 times or beat the same team 4 times within 7 games. So since you're not consistent enough, how I know you've shown that in 7 games straight you're not doing that. So how am I gonna say and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna be the game changer? So again, that's just how I feel. I think Miami's gonna AC to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. But if Julius Randle, he's injured currently, so as of right now, the Knicks might take it.
I don't watch basketball on that heavy of a level, if at all, to be honest. I just know that New York City till I die, bro. Like the Knicks will take it.
So I already know as a Heat fan, you
heard what I said. From New York, would never been a fan of the Knicks, man. You know, I'm giving by the time this episode drops, I'm saying Miami's gonna be up 1-0 in the series.
They'll probably have a few games by then. I ain't gonna lie.
The first game is Saturday. Oh
yeah, when this episode not gonna be.
It might work.
By the time this episode come out, it's gonna be. You go. I want to say the series might almost be over, or like starting. Like I mean, like close to the end.
It'd probably be mid series. Yeah, like third game. But if in that event, I would say we at least up 2-1 by then. I say they take one in the Garden. I'm not gonna put it past the Knicks. It's the Garden. You know, the Garden is a famed place. But we do got that man.
I definitely think they're gonna get at least a game or 2 for sure.
But we do got that man Jimmy buckets. And granted, we do have some injuries on the team, but you know that's neither here nor there.
No Tyler Hero.
We can always pull that win out.
I'm not gonna lie. During the season, during the season, like the Knicks Knicks was handing out at work. So I don't know. That's another thing too.
That's cool. That was
Playoffs
cute.
but it was stretched
cute.
out. It wasn't like back to backs.
That's cute. They was, you know what I'm saying? They
so we'll
now
see.
they about to get this 50 ball.
But I'm gonna go
Jimmy.
with if Julius Randle doesn't play most of the games, then I'm gonna go Knicks in 7. No lie. I think it goes 7 games. I think the Knicks take it.
No. Miami's taking that series, man. I'm taking Miami on that one.
And
but
if Randle's in, then I got the Heat in 6.
As far as the Phoenix and Denver series go, I got Phoenix in 6. I feel like, Denver's gonna win, a couple cool games, or maybe 1 or 2 games. But I don't think they got
I think it
what
goes
it
6 or
takes.
7 too, because
think they got what it
KD
takes.
is like. This is like it's like evolution with KD, I swear to God. Because every team he goes to, it's just like, I don't know. It's like when he plays with multiple stars versus no stars, it's really two different. Because he's really been letting Booker work. I ain't going to lie. This dude's averaging like 45 in the playoffs. Yeah, word. And that's usually KD's the one doing that. So for the simple fact that he laid back, but he could turn that thing on, I think they taking it in 6. It's gonna go probably 7, just to like entertainment purposes. And like, I don't think Joker's gonna go down that hard, especially because he has everybody now. Jamal Murray's in, Michael Porter Jr. Those are the dudes that was all injured last year.
Them niggas be folding when they get pat. Like that first round be cool, but this is they.
But I still think it goes Phoenix. I think it still goes Phoenix in 7. So.
And then in Boston and
Philly, word just got last night.
I'm not even gonna lie, like that series could go either way. I'm gonna be honest. Like if niggas is if they're both teams are playing very good, or if they both actually bringing what they supposed to, if they bringing what they supposed to the table, it could go either way.
I don't know. One thing I realized is Boston has this like they're a basketball team to the most perfect sense. Like the way they play, I feel like is almost fundamental, and they're lucky enough to have a flashy-ish player like Jason Tatum and shit like that. But the way they play is almost so fundamental that it's like they're like they give me current Spurs of what we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? This team that's like, yo, they're not super flashy, but they always winning. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Celtics kind of remind me of right now. And it's like history repeats itself. The Spurs always won. So Celtics in probably 7 though, because Joel Embiid MVP is not going down.
Unless you get hurt. Unless you get hurt.
Yeah, if he gets hurt, then none of this shit, it doesn't even matter what we're saying, because we not thinking about that. But if they playing the way they're supposed to, then I got Celtics in 7.
All right. Well, for me, getting off the sports, it's recently been 420 and shit like that. How did y'all spend your 420? Would y'all get high? You feel me? Stuck in the bucket? What was y'all doing?
Shout out Happy Monkey. We was at the 158. If you know, by the water.
A little barbecue.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was
a
tough.
burgers,
We had bro from the block making burgers, chefing it up for everybody. It was a line for these burgers.
I'm not gonna lie, 420 is not as lit as it used to be. Like
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think go ahead.
Yeah, everybody got weed. I feel like
420 is just like it is really another day now. Like back in high school, it was lit.
Like nah. We gotta go.
We gotta go smoke.
We gotta show up to second period, gather everybody. Then we go to the behind the tree. Then we gotta hop a mountain real quick, and then we hide, and then we.
Yo, it's funny. It's like literally
mad blunts and just get
it's the experience, man. That's crazy that you say that. That's a fact. I feel like back then it's like, oh yeah, like we gotta figure out. It's like a puzzle. It's like, yo, we gotta figure out a way so we can be lit
right now. We're playing how to get high. Bro.
Versus now, it's like, oh no, I got that. Like I don't need to play nothing. It's boring.
I'm about to roll up right now.
It's light. It's regular. But now, what you did for 420?
Really do shit, my nigga. I was waiting for the weed man for a good half of 420. So
DDT, bro.
That's always
Nah,
that's always what I'm saying.
420, you feel me?
But yeah, it's cool, whatever. But
that got it.
For the first half, I was just waiting for the weed. Then I got high, feel me? Thugging it, bugging, a little shroom trip, How y'all fuck with the boomies? What's up with y'all in the boomy wave?
I'm not gonna lie.
I did take boomies on 420. Yeah, that shit was.
I'm not gonna lie. It's actually been a minute since I took some boomies, but last time I did, it was lit. I ain't gonna
Disclaimer:
lie.
we do them for educational purposes. We are not endorsing the use.
We're just trying to explore on our own. You take that with what you will.
I will say, it does add something to my life that you guys might enjoy. So get up on that wave.
What does it add to you? Tell them a little bit.
I mean, it depends, right? Because it's kind of like weed. Different, like they're called like cubes. Like they're not strains. They're called like different cubes. So like different cubes will give you different like feelings, bro. And like I've been microdosing off of like some random chocolate that the homie gave me, like my big bro gave me. So it's like. It's on a different level of quality, and I'm just like, it's so up and on point and focused. But then if you take like a crazy ass dose, like you have like 3 or 4 chocolates, like, oh damn, I want something sweet. You fucked up. Like, you done
Niggas on another planet.
Realm,
you in it, bro, and you thugging and bugging for real. Like,
yeah.
But I fuck with it because if you do it just right, hit that sweet spot, you're coasting. You're coasting for the regular day where like fucking Rainbow's carrying you all the way.
I'm not gonna lie, word. I remember the first time I took them shits was this nigga crib. You feel me? Well, we was all together actually, so that shit was a lit experience, my nigga. Cause like, as soon as them shits hit, it's like, oh, like wow, like colorful, vibrant, like yo, everything is just lit, and it's like you just in your own world, whole new vibe, whole new like experience, and then it felt like. You living, like I said before, living in your own nostalgia type shit. Like you just in like this moment, and it's like main character syndrome heavy. Like I don't know, like that shit just be like, like we the main characters of the universe right now. Like shit is going on.
Just past
the
what
center.
That's a
literally, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I've had enough trips by now to really understand this. Like. You make it like this. It gives you like more powers, like almost like more abilities that you thought you like, almost like extra senses. It's like now you can figure things out a different way through this little wave and this little bounce and this little glare. Like it's just like hurrah.
It makes you think about shit.
Yeah,
thinking about
like opening up new pathways in so many different ways. That's literally dead ass.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was hard for me to write off the shrooms because I was just like. Everything.
The experience,
like, that's everything is lit. Like I just want to just do I want to experience everything right now. But then as I started doing them more, it's like it's more of a like it's a chill experience sometimes. So it's like I could sit down, I could write something, or I could like
like a trip with intention.
Word, like you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes there was just trips with no intention. Like yo, nigga,
hell yeah.
Like,
it was just like I've never felt this before. Let's do it again. Like
word. So
experimenting for real, literally straight up.
We had. I remember. I'll never forget one of my favorite trips is the Will Smith shit, man. Cause
facts.
Put your tin hat out because I'm telling you,
Will Smith is the center of it all.
We predicted the slap a week before the slap.
I'm just saying, man. It was a little crazy how. We was watching Will Smith. We seen it, yo. If y'all haven't seen that nature show, by the way,
that
shit. First of all,
so peaceful.
We off the shrooms. Peaceful. And this nigga Will Smith is in Africa, Antarctica, wherever the fuck he's at. He's in all these different places wearing primary color.
Yeah, his shirts were like. He was like, "Oh, everybody wearing blue."
The color grading in that video.
First episode, he had a bright yellow shirt on
in the middle of Africa with a whole tribe dancing around him, bro. Like Will Smith is powerful. That's all I'm saying.
And then he slapped Chris Rock a week later. Ain't that something?
We literally like almost started a Will Smith church based on how crazy experiences we had with Will Smith that night, and then a week later that nigga got up on stage.
And it's crazy because we didn't realize it, but we watched like at least 2 or 3 different Will Smith like movies.
Word, iRobot.
We watched iRobot, and then what else we watched?
The Nature Show. I think that was it.
No, I think it was just those two.
But we watched a lot of the hours of that Nature Show. We watched that to completion.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. And them shits felt long as fuck, but like they wasn't. Like when we actually looked back at them.
Somebody watch them shows and tell me what they about. Because guaranteed, there's no story.
There's Will Smith outside literally
doing shit. Like
Will Smith does it.
But there's an episode that he was in a submarine. And he went down in the water, and then like he had a bright ass red shirt on. I know you remember that. And then
I remember all the bright colors.
Shorty was like, "Yo, look at your shirt," and that his shirt was like no color, dark
completely blue. Like, what?
We were just like, "Oh,"
he was amazed.
Yo, booby trips up in Jersey were definitely like
vibes.
That was an era right there, bro.
Super vibes.
Fantastic Planet was up there too.
That movie right there, my nigga. That shit had us like.
Already we're tripping, but then that movie is a trip in itself. That shit had us.
That movie was like weirdly like just questioning. I was questioning that movie the entire time, like just watching it, like, but it was almost entertaining for the point of like, what, huh? Like you know what I mean? Just like, yo,
I gotta figure this out. Like we gotta finish this to figure this out.
And it was in a different language and shit. Like it was in French and gibberish or some shit like that. And then it was just like. We had to figure out what the fuck. We had to interpret it like, yo, this is how they would look at us.
Subtitles involved? Yo, boobies and subtitles don't mix.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta don't. You gotta pick which one to focus on.
Yeah. You not popping on anime and having me watch some shit like boobies with subtitles at least.
Yeah,
that's a trip.
That shit is definitely hard. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't we watch Akira off that shit too?
Like, but we saw the English version. We didn't see it like.
Akira.
We did watch Akira. That was
top 5.
and it's
that's
not
a fact.
3 through 5. Is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Those
Akira's
big like. I think we watched a lot of like good movies just for like tripping purposes. Literally, like,
Yeah, like it's got a lot of bright colors, and some shit happens. I bet we're gonna watch
all the shit that we watched was that. Well, with the exception of, even though we watched this all separately, Into the Void, that shit.
Yeah.
Different.
If y'all have never seen that movie
right there,
buckle up for a ride and just
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a movie you only gonna need to see one time.
Yeah,
I mean,
you won't forget it.
You could watch it a couple times.
But you're not gonna forget. That's the point.
After the first watch, you could rerun the movie in your head. That's what I do. I'd be like, oh shit. I'm like, fuck, my
life ain't that bad. But you feel me? That movie is beautifully shot. So I highly
it's very definitely, the director is very, you feel me, great director, dark director, but he's
Gaspar Noé, shouts out.
Yeah, he definitely got a story there. But speaking of movies, y'all seen the Super Mario movie now, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay,
fire. I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't seen that movie was tough.
Also, fun ass movie off the truth. I'm not gonna lie.
I can imagine. I saw that shit sober, and that shit was.
I felt like I had all I needed was the controller, bro.
Literally,
like
a bunch of love.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That shit. I'm not gonna lie. That was a very good movie as far as like just putting shit that we like together. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a Mario, like, I don't play the games like that, but I fuck with Mario. Like, I fuck with the love.
Everybody knows Mario.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's played Mario Kart. Everybody's played that. So, like, that just felt like I was in a big ass, like, level.
Literally, bro. They did a good job, too, trying to incorporate everything from the different times.
Yeah, literally. Like, they were like, oh, you old head, we're going to show you some old levels.
Yo, and I really didn't realize, like, I know the point of the movie and the story, but, like, yo, deadass. And then not even that, like, personally, I'm not even thinking about, like, or pretty much realizing in that moment, these niggas is just some regular ass plumbers from the real world. Like, and they're not even, and this isn't their world that they're in. This whole time, I'm like, yo, the Mario world. Nigga, that's not even this nigga's world. He's in a whole nother place that he's like, what the fuck? Where am I?
From Brooklyn.
Yeah, that and he's a, what's it called? A plumber. Him and his brother.
Did y'all see the original one?
Yeah,
John Lick was out.
John Lick was out. That's why I'm tight. They didn't give him a voice or nothing, bro. Like, he's still around. He's still in Hollywood. How you not gonna give Johnny Legs some time?
I never saw that one. The original
my boy Star Lord, man.
Yo, come on,
bro. What's that, Chris Pratt?
Come on, bro. I kind of enjoyed the voice after a while. I kind of got used to it.
It was cool.
And the fact that they were making the joke about it's Mario. Like,
and they had the actual the voice of Mario. Like, that was the dude. I don't know if you remember, like, when he first was like in that shop or whatever, and the nigga was like, "It's me, Mario!" Like, by the shit, like that was the actual voice, like, nigga from Mario.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You feel me? Like,
it was just for that type
shit, and it was his original suit too, from the what you call Donkey Kong games. I remember that. Matt Easter eggs, moral of the story. Definitely Matt Easter eggs.
That's wild too.
That shit. No kids was in that movie theater. Like, I'm just full adults. Like, I would touch it.
Rightfully so. Mario's been around since what?
And it's just crazy too. Like, you're saying how like Donkey Kong was the game, and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna make a like." And Donkey Kong seems like such a side character versus Mario is like this, like, has this whole thing behind him. From
Donkey Kong 2 was he was
nah, but that's just crazy.
Bro. He had a whole
from
TV show. If you used to wake up early enough, they used to play the Donkey Kong TV show, and it was just like a 3D CGI shit show, but. It's Donkey Kong, and that shit was lit. Nigga was fighting like the alligators and shit. Valid show. Throw that back. Google that. Like,
that shit was like that. I'm not gonna lie, like, video game movie. I don't know if you remember Wreck-It Ralph. Like, that shit.
Yeah, word. That's exactly literally.
That was a good.
But it was good because it's like I was being like refreshed about like the things of the game and the way that they play and everything. It was just
when it was on Rainbow Road, my nigga.
See, I like that because it's like it's not its own property. Like, there was no Wreck-It Ralph video game that we have like some nostalgia to, right? Where it's like, if you make Street Fighter video game, everybody's Street Fighter, they know these characters so well. So like, if you don't do it justice, or like, like the Mortal Kombat movie for Netflix, like, that shit was garbage, but it was cool to see those characters.
It's cool live action word.
Yeah, it's like, all right, cool.
I didn't even watch that.
Yeah, we got exactly.
Cool.
Don't watch it.
It wasn't nothing that you gotta
Mortal
go
Kombat K, nigga.
Yeah, I'm not Mortal Kombat K because the first two movies from the 90s.
The game. Well, yeah, I was gonna say the games were amazing, but
those are like real like effects type shit too, practical effects.
Yeah, bro, Liu Kang and shit. Yo, I had those on bootleg VHS. My dad literally rented it from Blockbuster with a friend.
You know.
Split the cost between like 8 people. they all made a copy off of this tape, and I got blessed with one of these
Niggas
tapes.
ran that tape through the
golden
shit.
Till it was
right there.
blurry, bro. Till it was blurry. Like, no, you couldn't see Liu Kang no more. And I would watch that shit till it got blurry.
Yo, Mortal Kombat.
That shit with the soundtrack, that was when like soundtracks for movies were it. Like if you were on a soundtrack back in the day, it was like, nah, you made it. What? Tupac on a soundtrack? Bet. Poetic Justice. Fire.
Alright, so matter of fact, I'm gonna segue with that. Got a little game called Versus, you know, feel me? We're gonna do a little Versus, throw them into throw some things up against each other. It could be movies, TV shows, artists, whatever the case may be. So since you said Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, whatever, I'm gonna put them together. Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter.
In terms of like movies?
In terms of just anything, like in general.
All right,
like,
so in terms of movies, I'm gonna give it to Mortal Kombat because I'm sorry, Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he did not do a good job. So Street Fighter, I'm gonna give that like not so great, but the fucking games though, in terms of like actual gameplay, Street Fighter got it. Like it's a lot
Fun as
smoother,
fuck,
easier. It's gonna steal my quarters. Where Mortal Kombat is like, nah, you don't know the secret code. You ain't doing none of the cool
you
shit.
know the combos.
You don't know none of this.
that ass. Mortal Kombat, you gotta press all this crazy shit.
I can hit you with the Tiger Uppercut all day because I know that one combo. A Street Fighter by accident figuring it out. In Mortal Kombat, you don't know these left rights.
Yeah, it's over.
You ain't doing it right. Like
The combos was. Wait, say the question again.
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
In movie form or in general?
Either there versus like them in general. Like, what did you fuck with more?
Damn. I mean, I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat for the fact that I feel like that was what's it called? What I grew up more on. Like I feel like Street Fighter was like, oh, like you know this game, right? Or like for me, it wasn't even Street Fighter. It was Tekken. That's what I grew up on.
Tekken over both of them. Like that.
Tekken was the shit. It was like like it had the whole like it was just lit.
They had that little Bruce Lee character.
Yeah, that shit was Tekken was tough. So I feel like I played more Tekken and Mortal Kombat on some like those are the games I owned versus like you know about Street Fighter. Yeah, it was like not even that, but it was also like this is the OG one, the original, like it was what's it called, the arcade game, right? Street Fighter. Yeah. That's what Street Fighter was more of. Like when I would talk, they'd be like, nah, you play Street Fighter. Like when I played Tekken, Uncle walk in and be like, oh nah, but like y'all don't know about Street Fighter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how that was.
My friend group in high school. My friend group in high school would import video games. So like they were on like there's another company called SNK, which is like a whole. It's like digital. It's like virtual fighters, and that shit. Also they had like collab games, so it was like Street Fighter versus SNK 1 and 2. There was like Street Fighter. They had so many crossovers that it was like, nah, all these are fire. Like I gotta play with like a demon from a different game against Ryu or like Ken and shit like that. Shit was wild. Crazy. And then it got so intense that there was a thing called Mugen where it's like, fuck all that, we just gonna build a game system and then you add characters from any game you want. So I would have like Bugs Bunny fighting Ken. You would have like Billy from Billy and Mandy fighting like the big ass robot,
like the Super Smash Bros.
Type shit, right? Iron Robot, Iron Giant, like just crazy battles.
Now for me, I would definitely say Mortal Kombat because like that was the shit that was just like it was like more bloody, it was more gory. Like the fatalities was cool. Everything was like it was just more like it was more flash in the Mortal Kombat shit. So it was like I was never really good at it. I'll be honest because that combo shit is hard as fuck. So it's like I just stand buttons and shit.
Just literally,
where it was just like
it was always fun to see like you know the fatalities and the combos and just like the lore of all the characters and shit like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
Their singles, their story games are fire too. They released a couple story games back in the day. Dumb like Shaolin monks. You were playing like 2 monks and they were just fighting through the whole world and you're discovering mad different shit. Valid games. It was like a beat 'em up but with Mortal Kombat characters. Liu Kang and some other nigga. Like I forgot what the other nigga's name was.
Liu Kang was that nigga, bro.
Liu Kang is that guy.
Bicycle kicks. Do some crazy shit.
Alright, so we're gonna keep it on like in the movie where I'm gonna go actors now. Jack Black versus Adam Sandler.
Ooh, I feel like they tied in my book. In terms of
different.
catalog,
They're different. That's hard. I'm not even gonna say. I'm not gonna say.
Tropic Thunder versus like.
I find Adam Sandler's movies more like that's what I grew up on and that's the kind of comedy I enjoy more. I fuck with Jack Black because he was more experimental. And I think that's why like that holds like a special place. But then it's like Adam Sandler's like the go-to like cheesy movie. I love it. Like, and they're good. Like, I actually I want to watch it.
Demolition Man. Nah, you sleeping on my man Jack Black, bro. Like,
but still, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
not saying exactly. I fuck with Jack Black, and Jack Black is also king of what's it called, like voiceovers. I give him that too for sure.
That nigga does. He's a character, but I'm
not gonna lie. High Fidelity. Come on, don't be sleeping.
Adam Sandler has so many like hits movie wise. For me, it's just that I've watched. I've seen a lot of Jack Black movies, but like, there's not too many like Jack Black movies that are his standalone that he makes.
Yeah, like, it's like he's a character in it that did well.
Like School of Rock is his shit. Yeah, that's for me. That's Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Fire.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, where Nacho Libre. I mean, Gulliver's Travel. It was a cool movie, but
that's a no for me.
But that's one of his movies though. Like, you know,
that's his main character movies.
All I'm saying is, even in Adam Sandler's catalog, there are movies that I do not enjoy.
Yeah, I didn't really fuck with The Cobbler, but everything else was solid.
Yeah, me either. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch The Cobbler.
You banging with Jack and Jill?
Yeah, that was funny.
Nah, bro.
That was funny, bro.
That was not.
It was corny, but it was fun. That's Adam Sandler, bro.
When I'm thinking of Alec, nah. But when I'm thinking of Adam Sandler
about Dunkachinos, are you?
But that's why that's funny though. That's funny to me though, bro.
Nah, Adam Sandler don't got it for no Jack and Jill. He got it for Happy Gilmore. He got it for all those. Yeah, the OG shits. Like,
you're not talking
those were good movies
necessarily. When you
Anger Management.
You talking about Spanglish? You talking about Uncut Gems before you talking about that, nigga?
Nah, Uncut Gems was tough. I'm throwing that in the conversation.
Like, right now, as an adult, I'm not going to watch Billy Madison. I'm not watching right now. Like,
that's a fire movie.
Little Nicky. I'm not watching those movies right now. Like,
those are good movies.
Billy Madison was a good movie. It's just like, as an adult right now, it's not something I'm looking for. It was like, if I dig into, let's say, Jack Black's catalog, it's a little more like,
okay, actually, I'll give you that.
Even if he's just a character,
technically, that's the thing though. Like, well, the difference is though, this is Adam Sandler's like full. Like, you feel me? He's the main character. This is it. Like, Grown Ups, shit like that. All these things is like he's the staple in it. Some of the movies that Jack Black is in, like, he's a staple character in it, but like it's not focused around.
But I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think he's saying that. I feel like he's also saying that like the vibe, he fucks with the vibe that Jack Black brings more.
He's more of a rated R character than Adam Sandler would be anyway.
True, but it's just like I feel like if we're gonna compare them that way, they're two different kind of acting then. Yeah, so I feel like he's definitely a character actor, but he's definitely up there where you see Jack Black and something, you're like, that's Jack Black. Whereas Adam Sandler, like most of his movies are his production company based off his scripts that he writes for himself. That makes sense as to why he's a leading man. But even his more dramatic roles, he does a good job in. But Jack Black has been like teeing up since the 90s. And I know Adam Sandler's been on SNL, but like that humor I kind of grew out of. I'll still laugh and it doesn't hit the same.
I'll give you that word.
I'll still laugh and it makes sense to me, but it's like, it just don't hit the same as when I was like 8, 9, 10, 14. You feel me? Whereas like he's still making movies like he's 8, 9, 10, 14, with the exception of Uncut Gems and like here and there roles. Because he's making like his Netflix movies are Murder not Mystery. Good movies. Like it's not like if you go look at me right now and tell me those are good movies, I'm gonna be like, cool. We can't talk though. I'm gonna put you in a separate category. In my brain.
They just enjoyable movies. Like they just I can watch them. I can turn my brain off for them, and then like background. Adam Sandler is more like he's the family sitcom. Comedy, like
he's like the king of that. That's why I'm saying
literally got all the sitcom niggas like, y'all don't have sitcoms right now. All right, King of Queens, come over here. All right, Spin City, come over here. Oh, we got Chris Rock. We'll throw it in here. Everybody hates Chris. We're gonna make him love him. Like spin it up. Like he literally made sitcoms, and I'm not gonna say Grown Up is it a good movie because I do enjoy it, but it's just like that's like the last Adam Sandler movie that actually like had a heart to something. Instead of like, oh, this is for bread. Yo, David Spade need a new house. I bet we making another one. Like that's what I feel like he's doing.
Underrated Waterboy.
Yeah, that's
Waterboy.
That's that shit.
Bobby Boucher.
That's that movie, nigga.
See, I don't know. That fandom came out of you, Ralph. That fandom came out of you.
See, that one I would watch again because that one actually had a pretty good story.
Yeah, that was fire. Bobby Boucher.
Baby boy.
Yeah, that shit. that gets it. That's got a warm spot in my heart. That was also another bootleg VHS that my dad bought me. So it's like, yo, I gotta watch this till it goes great. We only got 2 of these, so we gotta like keep.
Not gonna lie, he had a lot of his friends in that movie too. My son be getting his man's job. Yo, W man,
original Mr. Beast.
Everybody gets.
But that's the thing, right? Where it's like he comes from where he can make those roles for people. Where I feel like Jack Black is like choosing roles or being like offered specific roles for his character.
Again, we kind of comparing people in 2 different staples of comedy.
Gulliver's Travel then.
Yeah, because they're gonna need a house. He needed an extension on that wing, on his left wing of his house. You feel me? I get that, but I'm just saying, like, you go back to his catalog and it's like High Fidelity, Tropic Thunder. Like I said, in Demolition Man as a little side character, like. He's been in a lot of roles that are like, oh, those are some serious roles. King Kong. That was a long ass movie, but he was in that movie.
That was a good. He did a good job.
Great video game too. That shit.
That video game was fire.
I used to be tight though, because I never had like a memory card, so I always had to restart and try to get back to Kong every time I played the game. But that game was fire.
You know what's crazy? Because I feel like the first time we played that game, it was at his dad's house, and it was just like, nah, we not stopping.
Yeah, we gotta get to Kong. We gotta get to play as Kong. Nigga, that's the whole goal. Like. They need to remaster that game. I'm not gonna lie. We'll play that again. Definitely.
I wish it were easier to remaster games. Like if there was like a program.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. They gotta get the emulator going. The PS2 emulator.
Oh, we got that, bro. We could get that going.
PS2 emulator, man. We're gonna play the original version, man. I guess it's hung.
I bet.
What's the next? Talk to us.
Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles?
I'm gonna say Ninja Turtles because I watch Ninja Turtles a lot, but. Power Rangers and like the Kamen Riders and all the like that lore from Japan is kind of dope. I just am not into big robots clashing into each other. Like it was just like very predictable.
Gundam, bro?
Whoa! All right. It's different because that's also like you're right. I do fuck Gundam is
got him.
Yeah, you got him.
Got him.
No. It's just like. It was very predictable. It's like that's the thing about Gundam, right? Where it's like there's a storyline that's very deep and complex. Okay. Whereas like Power Rangers, like, yo, this bad guy of the week is here. All right, power up. And of course they'd have like a 1 or 2 episode, but there was no like real story to it. Whereas like Gundam is like, yo, we're in a war, and here are all the war stripes that you could possibly imagine. And instead of tanks, we got these Gundam suits. So yes, I do like robots clashing into each other, but it's got to be with like some complex depth story that'll attach me. Not just like, yo, they're bad, we're good.
Transformers.
Yo, they're bad, we're good. Like, we got to fight them. Oh no, like next week? No, fuck that. I mean, like, yo, this guy lost his kid, and this is the only way he can get his kid back. Robots.
He needs more of a dramatic feeling in that
my
bitch.
Soap operas with robots is all I'm saying.
Transformers.
For
me, I'm not even gonna lie. As crazy as it sounds, like both of them were like equally in my childhood, but not as much as like as I feel like it could have been for somebody else personally.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. They kind of like I don't want to say they tied, but like I would say maybe like at a certain age I would split it. Like I feel like when I was a little bit younger, Power Rangers, and then as I got a little bit older, maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles personally. Just cause I remember the Power Rangers, like especially just like watching them shits and just like they all got different colors and they all go together and like it was just lit. They were the huge Transformers. They were the huge Gundam as one. Like
it's like nah, you gotta get all the.
But then I also remember like the Ninja Turtles, and I remember being like like a little ass like 4th or 5th grader just being like, oh shit, did the name of all the painters or whatever, like just like being a little bit more like I'm a little older, like I'm getting it more like Turtles, and they all got special names, and they listen to a giant rat, and it's just like or not a giant rat, but an old rat.
It is a giant rat.
That's the Splinter word. Dead ass.
For me, so it's just like all that. It was just like I would say split. It's split between if I was young, I'm going Power Rangers. If I'm a little older, I'm going Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
For me, I'm not gonna lie. I fuck with equally. Like I fuck with them both equally because I dead had Power Ranger VHSs and I dead had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle VHSs. So like I was dead ass. Like
and they would come in colors. Like Billy would have a blue tape. Like
for me, some of them like yo, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie. What's it called? Power Rangers is more like the Saturday cartoon vibe. You know, like Saturday, wake up, watch that shit. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was more like the, like I gotta catch this. Like this is like the movie because that's back. But that was a little back closer to when like they was making those live action movies and trying to do shit with those. Cause like that's when around the time I was growing up, so those was already out. Like the first shits that was made in the '90s, Return of the Ooze and all those other shit.
Return of the Ooze slept on.
Return of the
People don't like it, but
those is all
bangers.
Those is all good movies. I'm not even gonna lie.
They have Vanilla Ice in that movie, my G.
Yeah,
Come on, Ninja Rap. stole the whole Knicks flow. Come on, back to the Knicks. Like I said, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, like even when they remade these shits, it's like the Power Rangers movie they remade, it was cool. It wasn't, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie they remade, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? So it was like back then, it was just like they were way better, way prominent.
Yeah, word. I think that's the thing is like you can't bring every like cartoons and stuff and like comic books and like even breaking down that whole shit is like it was amazing because it was like someone drew that like a picture like gave like us like oh my god like this like impossible in real person but in this book it's real, you know what I mean? And then it's like you try to make it real with humans. And it's just like, I feel like it's always, like, it's a hit or miss, real talk. Because as you can see, there's a lot of shitty movies and there's a lot of amazing movies when it comes to them changing the comic book or the mangas and turning them into some shit.
That's the thing where I feel like that's the issue where they're not making, like, they take the cool parts of the hero. They're like, this is visually cool and it looks good, but they're not focusing on the actual character itself. Like, they're not.
That's a fact. They just make the appearance better than the actual character.
Yeah, we're going to shotgun a whole bunch of Easter eggs at your face and you won't notice how there's no story, and we're just pretty much propping up no story with people like, oh shit, you love Batman? Bet we're gonna make you a Batman movie. And the best part about it is that you get to see Batman. What he does, don't worry about it. What's he doing? Who cares? Does it matter? Nah, don't. Like, Batman though. What? You just took my money just so I could look at Batman be bad at what he's supposed to be good at? Like, Batman. And Batman's just an example, but that's what they do with all the characters. Where it's like, we're gonna give you all the cool shit so that way you give us our money now and pay for that sequel tomorrow. And it's like, but what am I paying for?
There's no story like a dope movie. It's a fact.
But nah, last one. Feel me? This is gonna be try to make it good. Feel me?
Let's see.
Family Guy versus The Simpsons.
The Simpsons all day.
So The Simpsons is amazing for the like time traveling, they predict the future, right? But I really grew up on Family Guy. I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up on Family Guy crazy.
I
know it's Family Guy versus Simpsons, but respectfully, South Park gotta be like that was something that I feel like I even saw even more.
Still over Family Guy, and over The Simpsons.
That's what I'm saying. South Park was over both for me.
I grew up with Family Guy a lot. Family Guy is gonna kill The Simpsons for me, but Simpsons is cool. Like, it's a cool show. Like, but it's not as funny to me as
The Simpsons movie was tough.
And I saw that, but the Simpsons show is not as funny to me as Family Guy is or as South Park is. So like, Family Guy and South Park would definitely be over The Simpsons. Like,
personally,
if it was
me
Family
too.
Guy and South Park, I don't know. I'll still say Family Guy. Cause I've literally seen every episode of Family Guy. I've seen every episode of South Park too, but like, the Family episode stuck with me more because I'm just saying like.
Yeah, where the South Park shit will get crazy. I mean,
they both have memorable characters, but Family Guy was definitely put on every channel. It was like, we're on Fox, we're on TBS, we're on Cartoon Network.
You can watch this everywhere.
Adult Swim. So it's like, they flood the market, but I feel like that first 2-3 seasons of Family Guy solid. I was in high school when they started coming back out on DVD because they got canceled. Like,
and then the Cavalcade of Comedy, and he dropped that shit.
And I was like, these are dope, these are funny. But then afterwards, it was just like, they're spending so much time in the little clips. There's no story. Again, the problem that there's no story and they don't focus on characters is like, the funny part is the clips where it's like, this is just like a duck on a horse, and then they cut to a duck on a horse and it's just a nigga drinking a martini or something.
That's a
like,
fact.
Ha 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 ha. But then they go back and it's just like, but that was the joke. I just saw something funny. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though, in their defense, nowadays it's not like that though. Like, it is like that.
I actually haven't seen Family Guy,
but
so I don't even know.
It's more of a storyline because they actually they poke fun at that shit you're saying. Like, there's literally an episode like. It's called like Emmy something. It's like why they won't win an Emmy, and they literally poke fun at what like the cutaways. All this other
the
shit.
Cutaways is crazy.
But but they actually now they actually kind of have like a storyline going on. Like with South Park too, like there's more of a storyline in these episodes and shit like that. I've noticed that like they're actually involving shit that happened last episode or the episode before last and like shit like that in the new episodes. So
see, but that's the thing. Now they lost me after like 4 seasons of Cutaways. It's just like, every time I would tune back in, it'd be the same shit. So it's like, you lost me as a permanent. Like, I know Peter Griffin, I know like Meg, and I know all the other characters, but it's just like, am I dedicating my time to watch that if you fucked me and burned me over once? Like, no, not really.
So niggas say you're not reliable.
And same thing with The Simpsons currently. Like, they're not reliable either, but it's like they have such a vast array of stories that I can go back to that their catalog is way deeper than Family Guy for me. Same thing with South Park too. Like they lost me after a certain point as well, but it's just like they have such a wealth of catalog that I could pick out any episode from a good 4 or 5 seasons
classics
that are classic. Like Family Guy can't do the same. I could pick 3, and they're the first 3. After that, I'm just like, nah, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a fact. Like just all them different movies and shows and shit.
Word. But nah, yo, we appreciate y'all. It's been another episode of Wolf2Wolf. Stay fucking tuned because on the fucking 10th, May 10th, we dropping Big Dog Trivia, the official first episode.
Y'all not ready.
Stay fucking tuned.
Yo, niggas is dumb.
Yeah. Come see who is this
slow.
Nobody does.
You
disclaimer,
slow,
but
bro, Jesus Christ, that was rough.
Yo, we hope to see more of y'all outside and getting this 8th man because it was a rough first video. But look, yo, I've been your host with the most, Hunter B Official.
Yes,
I'm gonna drop that right here. It's your boy
Rico Cloud. Y'all know what it is.
My nigga Ralph.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love y'all.
Whoa. Said riddle me this, riddle me that. Said if you a bitch, then why you flag niggas?